A lot of artists have issues. IRS or their accountant might have taken advantage of them, or business manager. You ever have any issues?
No, I ain't had them type of issues, but I did have I didn't have them type of issues where it affected me, but I did have I call it a lack of information in the beginning when it came to that area. You know, unfortunately for me, because you know I'm good with my money, I'm good with saving money, I'm good with keeping money. That even when I learned the information, I was in position to handle it. You know what I mean? Because I grew up. Maybe they should teach this in school too, because I grew up thinking when we heard of taxes, my mom and them got tax money. That's when we got new Jordans. We got new outfits. We got new Jordans. It was a celebration when it was tax time. We were waiting on tax time. That was better than Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know in my earliest stages of getting money, I didn't know we had to pay. So it ain't that I didn't want to pay or that I wouldn't pay. Yeah. I didn't know because of lack of information. They ain't teach me that in school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taught me that in school. When I opened up my bank and started putting big checks in the bank, my banker didn't tell me I had to pay taxes. I didn't have a CPA in the beginning, so I didn't know that, right? So for me, I was buying real estate early, right? And I just happened to get a letter. They say like, yo, we gonna what they call it, like seize your property if you don't pay this, and
put a lien on it.
I didn't even know you had to pay property taxes on a house that you had paid cash for.
Yeah, like I already paid for.
Keep in mind at this time, bro, I got 10, 15 houses I didn't pay cash for that I done had for 4, 5 years that I never paid property taxes on because I didn't know.
For 5 years?
Yeah, wow. I didn't know. So it just so happened that I get a letter in the mail telling me that they're gonna seize the properties if I don't pay these property taxes, and I get a letter about the tax. But you know what I'm saying? So I hear my lawyer at the time that wasn't even a tax lawyer. He just, he was a criminal lawyer. The lawyer I know from back in the G. You know what I'm saying? So I hear him like, yo, I need to send you these papers. And he sent me to a tax lawyer and a CPA, you know what I mean? And I sat down with them, and they pretty much put me on game. You know what I'm saying? Like, this how this work, this how this go. You know what I mean? Go get your statements. We'll get everything together. This is what you owe. This how it go. Like, all right,
cool. But luckily for you, you had money.
Yeah, I had the paper to handle it. But I think I do think that's a thing though. Cause I do think there's a thing where, depending on how you grow up, you may not even know that exists, and then you ain't good with the paper, and by the time it come to your front doorstep, you ain't in position.
Well, let me ask you.
So you in the hole you deep in the hole. So one of the things I do, we make sure we tell the artist that first time we give you $1. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We give you money, make sure you're doing this. And we even advise certain things, make sure you get you a CPA, make sure you get you this, make sure you get you that.
Do you set them up with one, or? Yeah, do you give them a CPA to work?
No. I don't ever want to give an artist nothing like that, because I don't never want to be like, oh,
you set me up.
That's your people.
Conflict of interest.
You know what I'm saying? That's your people, and the money ain't right, and I ain't doing that.
I
you know what I mean? I'm giving you the information like, yo, you need this, you need that, you need this, and this why. And I'm giving them the example, the same thing I just told y'all, man. This is what happened to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't knowing, this is what happened, so make sure this don't happen to you.
Hold on. Let me just ask one follow-up. So I have a friend who's an executive at a label, and he brought the idea up where, in the NBA and the NFL, they have like the rookie symposium. When you get drafted, like all of the rookies come to like Vegas for like the weekend, and they give them all different types of lessons. And like one of the lessons is like they get like financial advisors to like educate them. Yeah. A lot of people don't listen, but at least they got like boot camp. So he was saying like they should have like a symposium for all like artists.
I think
when you first get a record deal, like you gotta go through this. At least you can say that you didn't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like now you make a conscious decision not to pay taxes, that's on you. But it's like, like you say, you take a kid 18, 17 years old that never really even had a job. Yeah. And how you really expect him to know about handling all of this. So what's your thoughts on that idea?
No, I agree with that. I actually was I actually was talking to somebody I know that do management, and he was telling me that they don't even take clients unless part of their contract is you have to have a CPA for them to even do business with you. Like, we not even doing straight up business with just us and you when it come to financial. Like, we want to deal with your CPA, so it's always clean and straight up from the beginning. That's something I actually may start implicating in my contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's important. Like, I just think, like, you know, I do non-music related jobs and for my artists. Now, I mean, like, stuff like that we talk about, I help them do whatever it is. If you're trying to buy a house, a car, like, we involved in anything you allow us to be involved in. You know what I'm saying? Because we look at you as family. We don't want you to do it wrong. We don't want you to pay more because you didn't have the right information to do it. We don't want nobody to scam you. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you to run into these hurdles that we probably already ran through. We already paid for the mistakes, so we won't try to bypass you past those mistakes. So I work with all my artists on stuff like that. It's non-music related. There ain't nothing I owe to do in my contract. That's just like from the, you know, goodness of our heart. I want to see, you know, our family do it the right way. So I do think if they was putting it, you know, in the record labels, a part of the structures, or, you know, in the schools again, because, you know, I ain't no dumb nigga. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Like, I made A's in school. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know about it. Yeah. So I wouldn't even say, like, you know what I'm saying? How they'll try to play on us, like, oh, you from a certain place, you don't know. Nah. You know, I'm one of the ones that had A's, and I still didn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fact. I mean, it's something that we're working on as well to get curriculum put into the school district. We're starting here in New York City, but hopefully it'll be something that goes throughout the United States and eventually throughout the world.